You stumble into a dark passageway. You hear the drip drip noise of water in the distance. You hear a witch cackle as flames shoot at you, engulf you, and melt your flesh. Hello and welcome to the Friday Fantasy Show from the Bottled Imp, exploring the realms of fantasy. My name is Ken Boyter, and today we are taking a look, or should I say we are listening to Syrinscape by Benjamin Loomes. Now, we first met Benjamin at the UK Games Expo, and we were blown away, literally, by his creation. This is a soundscape for role-playing games and board games, but it's unlike, I should say, any other soundscape you've possibly heard before. Let's take a listen. Syrinscape from Benjamin Loomes. Yes, we were very intrigued by this. This is to add atmosphere to your role-playing games, as I said. Now, the way we're going to film this is, rather than doing a screen capture, we thought it would be better if you could actually see my finger touching the screen, so then you can see how I'm actually operating the app, because obviously I'll be sliding things up and changing things and, creating these sounds as we go along. So, let's start by opening the app. Here's the app here. And what you can do is, if you go onto the website, you can actually download a demo for free. And what you do is you get two SoundSets, is what I think they call them. Here is the Bugbear Battle and also the Witchwood. That's the ones that you get free. So if you just want to try it out, you're not sure exactly what it is, that's a great idea. Give you a couple of them. So I'll just kick off. It's very simple to use, actually. So you will click on the one that you want to use here, which is the Bugbear Battle, and then most of them have pre-created, in fact I think all of them have pre-created sound sets. This one happens to have 4, and here, let's just kick off. So you just simply touch what you want to play. So the battle begins. Oh. There you go, and we're straight in. Brilliant. And it's very easy to change this. So say I didn't really want the music, I could then click there, and the music disappears. Now you notice it faded away. It didn't just cut abruptly. So that's a really nice touch. And all of that, when you actually take or add sound effects, they will fade in seamlessly. And you can imagine, you're the DM, you're the dungeon master. Oh, hello, he's getting a bit aggravated, isn't he? And I've started to be a dungeon master, and we've used this, and it really added a lot of fun to it, because as you're going along, as you're describing something, the background music can actually add to the atmosphere. So I'm just going to carry on here. Let's get rid of the mouse click button there. So here, so you can change stuff. So what I was going to say is, you can change, so if I wanted the music back in, then I can just click on that again and it will start up again. And then if I think it's too loud, I can just simply quieten that down to put it maybe in the background, so it could be a marching, the music is more in the distance. Then you can also, if you think, oh, the battle begins, right, we've done that, and now we're moving on to the no swords. So it's got the music, but then it will take out any swords. This one here, defeat is imminent. So as you can see, the sliders will automatically move up to make some, sound effects and music more prominent than the others. Then here we've got surrender. There you go. So at the end, we've all surrendered. So that's just one of the free demos. Now, I've got a few more that are loaded up. So for example, it's not all about the battles. Obviously, they've got loads of battles in here. They've got different sound sets that you can actually buy. But it's also got things like, if your party's like walking from one town to another, or if you've gone on to you're in a mountain. This one's called Icy Wasteland. So this is going to be presumably to do with wind and frost. You've got here footsteps in the snow. So I'm gonna evoke that one. And you just click on there. And that's brilliant. It sounds really realistic. I've got here, what else? That was a group one, so that's a lot of them. Then I'm just going to click the group one off. Then there's just one. So that's actually slightly quieter. There's just one of them, and we've got here what else? Trapped by something big. Oh, that's I love the names that they give them as well. A good sense of humour. So then we've got here trapped by something big. What else we got here? So you can hear the wind. So so he's tried to emphasise the actual wind sound effect with that. And then something else that they give you. So you've got all these preset ones. Plus you can then create your own. So you click on the plus button, save custom mood. So if you wanted to create your own using those sound effects, you can. So you can tailor-made it. You simply put in the name and then you start programming each sound effect and the music and whatever you want to put into it, you can then save it. We won't do that at the moment. Then there's this panel over here. So each one will have its own unique sound effect. So here, something big. If I click on that, that's... There you go. So some of them can be quite subtle. That's a growling noise. Then we've got here the panel that always stays on every single set that you choose. And there's if you're casting spells, so if one of your you're the DM and one of the party members casts a spell, you got fire spell. Blimey, there you go. And here we've got lightning spell. Sounds pretty cool. And then you've got things like, and then you've got some comedy ones here. So for example, which is always funny. Then you've got, so if something didn't quite work out. Then you've got, hey. So if they achieve something like they defeat a bugbear or whatever, you can put that one in. And this one again, if somebody does something wrong. So it doesn't take itself too seriously, but you don't have to use those comedy ones. Obviously, I wasn't going to do them because I thought, well, that would break up the atmosphere of the game. You've set this up, you've got lovely sound effects in the background, but then I actually did because our party's quite comical. They're a good laugh. There's lots of banter. So every now and again, I would be putting that in, or. So everyone, there's recognisable comedy sounds, which I thought was a really nice touch. You don't have to use them, obviously, if you don't want to. So it's not all about the battles. There's other ones. This one is a good one if I can find it. Let's have a look. Oh, we'll click out of that. Oh, hang on, there we go. This one is. Bear with me. Where is it? I thought they were in alphabetical order. Here it is. This one is a Tavern Brawl. So things smashing, punching, the diddly minstrels. Oh, my machine is cutting out here. The Bluetooth. I Bluetoothed the speaker to it. That's what that was. So you can put in a barroom brawl, which actually did happen. And then they've given you the punch, so I can add an extra punch. Or I can glass smash. And what I like about the extra added sound effects is they're not just the same one every time. So I'm going to glass smash. So it's that. Then so he's created a number of glass smashing sound effects that will randomly play. So it doesn't sound like it's just generic. So if I'm glass, that's just a little bit of glass. That might have been a pint glass, and then that might have been a window. So I really like that added effect. And of course you can change that. This one, you click off that. That actually is titled "Don't Hurt the Musicians." So you can just hear the actual punching. And as you can hear, the actual sound effects are really, really, really realistic. Absolutely love it. Let's have a look at another one. What have we got here? Spooky. Let's find out what spooky is. Now, as you can see, we've got the ballroom brawl going on. It's all kicking off. And then again, that will fade out as I click onto another one, and then the other one should start to fade in. If I'm doing it correctly. Oh, hang on. This is quite a subtle one. So It's just spooky music in the background. And sometimes you want that. Sometimes you just want it where it's subtle because you can build it up. You know, you're walking down the dark passageway. You can't see very far, but you can hear just a little rustling in the distance. You know, you can really build up the atmosphere. And then, of course, you can... what's this one? Freaky Child. What's that? Ooh, so it adds a little bit more... Evil laugh. Crazy laugh. So witch cackling there. Not quite sure what that is, some sort of demonic monster. So again, I love the fact that they've put in subtle sound effects and subtle music and, you know, subtle sets in there rather than it's all about battling and fighting. And what I also like about this, I absolutely adore this. I think this is fantastic. It's very easy to use, and you can just leave it for a while and it will still, it doesn't feel like it's generic, it doesn't feel like it's on a loop. You know, sound effects come in at random, and as I say, you can program them yourself. And as you can see here, I've been doing this on the fly, so if I wanted to put in more laughs, I can quickly just, you know, set that going if the laughs happen. There should be laughs, obviously. Oh, okay, that's spooky music. But as I say, it's not generic, which I love about this. And as I was DMing, I didn't find it too distracting either, because I just thought, yeah, could I cope with this? I'm trying to concentrate on the game, but it's very easy. One session we actually spent quite a lot of time in a flooded cavern. And so there is a flooded cavern one. Well, it was a cavern we were in, or a you know, like a labyrinth. So I thought, yeah, flooded cavern, that will match it. And I thought it was fantastic. So I really, really would recommend this. If you're into role-playing and you're the dungeon master, it's fantastic. Also, you could use it for just normal tabletop games anyway, because you can just set it going and you don't have to touch it at all. You can just pre-program it and away you go. It is available on PC and on Mac, which is brilliant. It's also available on Android tablets and the iPads as well. And what you could do, as I say, you can get 2 free demos to download if you just want to explore it, see how easy it is. Plus, then if you want to buy into it, you can pay $6.50 and you will then get one set, the fantasy set, and then you'll get everything that's released in that. There's also a sci-fi set, so if you're playing sci-fi role-playing or sci-fi board games, you can, you know, tap in that. It's got all lasers and spaceships and that kind of thing. And again, if you want both of them, then I think it's $10 a month to subscribe. So $6.50 a month gets you one of them, $10 gets you both of them. I think that's really good value because they do release quite a lot of these sound sets quite regularly. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I thought it was brilliant, excellent, really good quality. The sound effects are brilliant. It's really easy to use, and it's just good fun. I like the fact that there's comedy elements in there because I thought I wasn't going to use them, and then I did. Really, really enjoyed it. I can't recommend this enough. It's really just added that extra dimension to the role-playing games. Really, really love it. So well done, Ben. Thank you for creating this. That was Syrinscape. Ooh. Syrinscape. All the spooky sounds and fantastic. Absolutely adore this. Love it, love it, love it. It really does add that extra layer of atmosphere to the games, as I said. Really simple to use. Yeah, I mean, you could use it for theatre shows as well, I guess, or anything that needs some sort of live interaction. You could, honestly, it's really good. I can't recommend this enough. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I can talk, and hopefully you enjoyed that episode, and hopefully that was clear enough what it is. If go and get the demo from the website, I would recommend it because it's free, and then you can just play about with it, see if it's for you. Totally recommend it. We've got other shows that we do as well. It's the news show, which we do every Wednesday. That's the Fantasy News Show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And remember to keep it unreal, especially if you hear something spooky.